This is Haystack TV, powered by HaystackHelp.com. Finding reliable services can be like finding a needle in a haystack. With HaystackHelp.com, finding the needle just got a lot easier. Now here's the host of Haystack TV, Chris Kane.
With the new year comes a new law that changes alimony calculations. The Van Der Jagt law firm has built a strong reputation in our community for family law, and they're here today to talk about the impact of this new law. The Van Der Jagt law firm has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. The firm has received the AVVO Client's Choice Award for divorce law, and they're also a member of the Colorado Bar Association Family Law Section. Attorney Culver Van Der Jagt is here to tell us what you need to know about alimony and how it can affect you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
So you were on our show a bunch last year talking about the changes that were going to be coming up and that are now in effect. So remind our audience what are the changes?
Well, the changes are really recommendations that are being followed. They had several judges and counties that were kind of outlying counties or doing different things in terms of alimony over the years. And Colorado, by the way, calls it maintenance, but alimony is the known term, but maintenance is more of a gender-neutral thing. So in any case, Colorado's made a much stronger legislative recommendation as to what judges should be doing for individuals who are in that situation.
Is there a formula now?
There is a formula. It's a little bit more complex than what I'll give you today, but essentially, if we want to know which way the wind's blowing, it's 40% of the higher income earner spouse less half of the lower income earner spouse equals maintenance. They chip away at that a little bit with some of the other parts of the formula, but that's the gist of it.
And then who's going to benefit the most now that these changes are in effect?
I would say the changes will mostly benefit the lower income earning spouse in the urban areas. The changes are also going to dramatically affect situations where people move into a new relationship. It would terminate after 6 months, or it will affect retirees so that they can actually retire. So it's a good change.
All right. That's good to know. We were talking, too, before the segment that Denver's actually making a lot of changes internally, aren't they?
Yes, Denver was one of those jurisdictions that wasn't really following exactly what the other jurisdictions were doing. And I'm not sure why there's been such high turnover in the domestic bench in Denver very recently. Some promotions and some movement. But certainly there's been an eye on normalizing the maintenance calculations statewide. So they're moving in judges from other jurisdictions. Certainly Denver is going to see the most change to benefit the lower income earning spouses. And I say going to, they already are. Doing that.
And we get a lot of calls, too, on our radio show when you're on with us about people wanting to know if I am going through a divorce or I'm in the separation process and I move in with a boyfriend or girlfriend, will that affect anything?
Now it will.
Okay.
It didn't before, but if you move in with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a live-in partner, a domestic partner, for 6 months, then you're vulnerable to having your awarded maintenance terminated.
That's something that you really need to be aware of, especially since that's a new law change, and that's why people need to come in and meet with you. Let's talk about how long does maintenance last? That's a question that we get all the time as well.
So it's a great question. It's a scale. It depends on the length of the marriage, but the scale starts at about a third the duration of the marriage after 3 years of marriage and goes up to about half the duration of the marriage. And in 12, 13 years, 12 and a half years of marriage-ish, it hits that half the duration, and it doesn't go any higher than that.
And what about, does it end then upon retirement?
It does,
Okay.
and retirement is an interesting thing because it changes depending on what age you actually are. So they've tied it to the Social Security retirement, which of course you'll have to look up what your age is and apply it to when you can retire and get Social Security in order to get that answer.
All right, well, again, great information, a lot of changes. People need to give you a call and find out what they should plan for so that they know how to plan properly. I'm going to tell people how they can get a hold of you. Thanks so much for being here. For more information or questions about alimony issues, contact the Van Der Jagt Law Firm right now. Call in to receive a free 30-minute consultation. Their number is 303-800-6877. The Van Der Jagt Law Firm sponsored this segment.